Good afternoon. I'd like to introduce the Brasilia authorities. I know the Brasilia team. Senhor Júlio Filgueira, diretor executivo da candidatura do Brasil.
CEO of the bidding of Brazil.
Senhor Matheus Fiorentini.
Mr. Matheus Fiorentini, representing the National Students Union of Brazil.
Senhor Ivan Camargo, reitor da Universidade de Brasília.
Ivan Camargo, the president of the University of Brasilia.
Senhor Júlio Ribeiro,
Mr. Júlio Ribeiro, the Secretary of Sports of Brasilia.
Senhor Washington Mesquita,
Mr. Washington Mesquita, representing Brasilia Parliament.
Senhor Ricardo Capelli,
Mr. Ricardo Capelli, National Secretary of Education and Sports of the Department of Education and Sports.
Ministra Vera Cíntia.
Minister Vera Cíntia Álvares.
Governador do Distrito Federal, da cidade
Governor
de Brasília,
of the Federal District.
Nosso ministro de Esporte, Aldo Rebelo.
Mr. Aldo Rebelo.
Gostaria de convidar para ficar ao meu lado aqui a campeã olímpica, mas antes de
And I would
tudo
like
também
to
campeã
invite my friend and champion of Universiade, Ms. Maureen Maggi.
Boa tarde a todos.
Good afternoon.
Eu sou a Maureen Maggi.
I'm Maureen Maggi,
uma atleta de alta
a high-performance athlete who participated in long jump. I want to share with you a story that summarizes the spirit of university sports, the spirit of Universiade. When I was a kid in school, I loved sports, and I was very good on that. All the teachers used to say that I would be an excellent athlete, but they didn't believe I could be an excellent student as well. Some teachers even told me, "You will be a great athlete. Your future is in sports." And some of them even say, "You would be a great athlete. Your future is in sports." And I couldn't accept that. And it became a challenge to me. Time passed, and the more I trained, the more I wanted to study, and vice versa. When I turned 16, I moved to São Paulo, where I trained and studied. I studied physical education, advertising and journalism, fulfilling the dream of competing in an Universiade and winning my first medal in Palma de Mallorca in 1999. After that, I asked my father to take the medal to my former school to show my teachers so they would be proud of me, proving that my dream was possible. I'm a person that was transformed by the love of sports and my commitment to education. If we could bring the Universiade to Brasilia, this movement will inspire and change the life of millions of other Brazilians. The 4 medals I won in 2 Universiades, in Palma de Mallorca and Beijing, motivated me even more to win another medal, the Olympic gold medal in 2008. I hope you enjoy our presentation because I loved it. And here, my medal. Now I would like to invite the president of the University of Brasilia, Mr. Ivan Camargo.
Senhoras e senhores, boa tarde.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. 50 years ago, when the Universiade was held in South America, the city of Brasilia was born. In the last decades, the Universiade and the university sports movement have grown, and so has Brasilia. But we are still a young and bold city, a city with a natural calling for sports, a city that was born to be the intellectual capital of Brazil, the seat of our government. Therefore, Brasilia represents the spirit of university sports movement like no other. Our vision is to develop a legacy for education and sports, not only for Brasilia, but for the whole country. The unity between education and sports is already strong in the country. In fact, 70% of Brazil Olympic medalists in individual sports have been university students. But we want to increase this rate and increase even more the number of medalists. The Universiad will have a material and spiritual legacy that will have an influence upon future generations. University sports is a path for success. And as such, we must expand it efficiently and continue to broaden its impact. The Universiad gives us an unprecedented opportunity to strengthen the university sports movement in our country. Thank you very much.
Our physical limits aren't what are tested by competition, but rather our inner strength and faith in each other. Ultimately, what makes us better competitors isn't winning. It is the perseverance to compete regardless of outcome. This is the true spirit of sport. Willpower that flows through our veins and comes out through our pores. The tears we drop along the way, the strong helping hands, with respect, with friendly words, or in silence, the deep silence that stops time. Silence only broken by the scream that echoes, vibrates, spreads, and transforms into an explosion of happiness. It is this happiness that makes sport a universal language. Lifetime lessons that sport teaches us that we can overcome anything. It's always more, never less. It's diversity, not difference. There's no race, color, or belief. Only heart. A heart full of desire, pride, and hope. A heart that believes that nothing is impossible. To go beyond, you only need to take the next step. It's this certainty that makes sport transform dreams into reality. Common men into heroes. A boy into a king.
Meus amigos,
Dear friends,
o mundo vai testemunhar nos
as the world will
próximos anos
witness
que
in the
somos uma
coming
nação
years,
apaixonada pelo esporte.
we are a nation passionate for sports in a country who truly cherishes education.
A universidade significa muito
Therefore,
mais que a
the
chance de sediar
Universiad
grande
means
evento.
much more than a chance to host a major event.
Representa uma iniciativa
The Universiad
concreta
represents a
para promover
concrete
movimento do
initiative
esporte
to
universitário.
promote the university sports movement.
Isso vai ter um impacto
And this
poderoso
will have a powerful
esporte
impact
e na educação,
in sports
no
and
Brasil
education
e na América
throughout
Latina.
Brazil and Latin America.
É por isso, meus companheiros do FISU,
That's why, my
estamos em
dear
plena
friends from
efervescência
FISU, that we are
na busca
living
de ajustes e
accelerating
acertos.
times,
Nós
seeking to
acreditamos
adapt
que estamos no
and,
caminho certo.
and get it right. And I believe we
Somos
are
uma
on the
democracia
right
plena,
path.
que
We are a
amadurece a
full
cada dia.
democracy, maturing every
Exemplo
day.
disso,
An example of
podem
that
observar aqui.
you can observe
O jovem
right
Matheus
here.
Fiorentino,
The young Mateus
representando a União
Fiorentini,
Nacional dos Estudantes,
representing the
a UNE,
National Students' Union,
compondo a mesma mesa
in the
com
same
autoridades do
table
governo federal,
with federal
estadual
government,
e da
state
sociedade
government,
civil,
authorities, and
juntos
civil
no mesmo
society,
projeto.
together in
A
the
UNE
same project.
É a maior e mais importante
The National
entidade,
Students'
instituição
Union is the
que
largest and
organizou
most
e que
important
continua
institution that
organizando
organized
os
and
protestos que o mundo
continues
todo
to
acompanha
organize the
desde a Copa das
demonstrations that the whole
Confederações,
world
da Copa
witnessed
das
since
Confederações.
the FIFA
presença
Confederations
aqui
Cup.
reafirma
His
que não
presence
somos
here
contra os
is
grandes
a
eventos.
proof that we are
Muito
not
pelo
against
contrário.
sports
Nós
events.
queremos fazer,
Quite to the contrary,
mas queremos
we want
também
to
que
organize
desenvolvam
them,
projetos
but we want
e que
them
tragam
to
benefícios para a
deliver
nossa
projects
população.
and investments to benefit our
Ao pleitear
people.
a Universidade,
By bidding
nosso
for the
desejo é aproximar a
Universiad,
FISU dos estudantes
our
e das
intention is bringing
universidades,
FISU closer to the
facilitar
students and
o
universities,
desenvolvimento do esporte e dos
facilitating
programas de
the
educação.
development of sports and education
Brasil tem mais
programs.
de 4.000 instituições
Brazil
de
has
ensino
more than
superior. São
4,000
mais de 8 milhões de
universities
estudantes
and more than 8
universitários.
million university
A
students.
Universidade unirá ainda
The
mais
Universiad
o
will
esporte
further
e o
unite
nosso sistema de
national
educação.
sports system with our national
A
education
combinação do
system.
esporte e
The
educação
combination of
influencia
education and
nossa
sports
economia, nossa
has a
sociedade,
positive
toda a nossa
impact
qualidade de
in
vida.
our economy, society,
É por
and
isso
in our
que o
entire
Brasil
quality of
abraçou o
life.
movimento do esporte
That's why
universitário.
Brazil embraced
Entendemos
the
o seu
university
valor,
sports movement.
seu legado
We understand
e o
its
seu
value,
papel.
its
São
legacy,
essenciais
and its
para o
role
futuro de
essential
nossas futuras gerações.
to the future of our
Nossa
future
candidatura está preparada para a
generations.
transição
Our
imediata
bid committee is prepared
de
to
comitê
immediately
de
transition
candidatura para
into
comitê organizador.
organizing committee.
Estamos prontos
We are
para usar
ready
tudo
to
que estamos
apply
aprendendo
everything we've been
para
learning
organizar a Copa do Mundo de Futebol
with the
e os
FIFA
Jogos
World
Olímpicos.
Cup and the Olympic
Nossa
Games.
missão imediata será
Our immediate
acelerar o
mission will be
desenvolvimento
accelerate the development of our games plan, in which FISU has a leading role,
nos ajudando com sua
helping us
experiência
with its experience
para organizar
to
uma
organize
das melhores universidades
one of the
em
best
2019.
summer Universiad
Meus amigos,
in
nós
2019.
estamos de braços abertos,
Friends, we are with our arms open,
querendo convidar
waiting
para
for
assistir
you.
mais vídeo.
And I want to invite you to watch another video.
Brasilia is poetry. From the straight lines of Lúcio Costa to the poetic curves of Oscar Niemeyer, this masterpiece of modern architecture was born. As a city, Brasilia is homage to liberty, to movement. Each contour, landscape, and avenue. In Brasilia, everything was planned, organized, and conceived based on respecting each person and his environment. Here, people have access from anywhere to everywhere through a modern transportation system and integrated infrastructure. Brasilia is a living organism where everything works in perfect balance. The pinnacle of urban planning. At any moment, the city invites you to go out, to run, to exercise, to walk, to breathe deeply, to feel life in its abundance. Brasilia is a vibrant city, and its energy pulses day and night, everywhere. To look at Brasilia is to see the future. Imagine a city where people of all races, languages, customs, and ages meet and interact with each other. A young and dynamic city where the richness of cultures, diversities, and opportunities grow everywhere and expand, breaking down barriers. This city is Brasilia, capital of Brazil, the heart of Latin America, the meeting place of the world, humanity's heritage.
Gostaria de convidar o governador.
I would like now to invite the governor of the Federal District, Mr. Agnello Queiroz.
Senhor presidente,
Dear Mr. President, dear friends,
encontro-me com os senhores
I
aqui
meet you here
pela segunda
once
vez,
again
agora para
now to
apresentar
present and
e
defend
defender a
the
candidatura
bidding
de
of Brasilia
à
to
Universidade
host 2019 Universiade.
mais maduros, pois desde
We are more
2011
experienced because
continuamos
since
trabalhando em nosso projeto.
2011 we continue to work in our
Ganhamos
project
experiência com a realização
and
com o jogo de abertura da Copa
also
das
experienced by hosting the opening match of the 2013 FIFA Confederations Cup and also with the preparations for the 2014 FIFA World Cup and the 2016 Olympic Games. Brasilia offers ideal conditions to host Universiade. We are working for that, and the Universiade fits our city. It is an event with the same size and magnitude of Brasilia. Our bidding is a sign of partnership, and I assert my commitment to carry out these games in partnership with FISU and with the Brazilian Confederation of University Sports, CBDU. We offer the support and the facilities required to have the best Universiade. For instance, visas of all athletes and officials will be issued free of charge. The value of participation fee will be fully reimbursed to athletes in the form of a credit card to be used during the Universiade. For those athletes and officials arriving in the country via São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, the airfares to Brasilia will be subsidized. Materially speaking, we are up to the magnitude of the event. In a rapidly growing country, we are the region with the highest per capita GDP. Our HDI, the Human Development Index, is also the highest in Brazil, reaching the same levels of France, Switzerland, and South Korea. Brazilian constitution provides us with a much higher level of autonomy compared to other cities. In addition to a directly elected government, we have our own district chamber and our own budget. We collect and manage our own revenues. We are the only Brazilian city to build with our own resources the stadium to host the matches of the FIFA World Cup in 2014. The stadium that President Claude Louis Gallienne had the opportunity to visit. At the center of our cultural life, we have thousands of students attending our 8 universities, and the University of Brasilia is one of the most respected in the country. Its facilities are comprised of 24 colleges and 50 departments. Due to its geographic location and the condition of a capital city, Brasilia will have a direct influence to support sport in the whole country and in the other countries of Latin America. This is the partnership I propose to you: cooperation, solidarity, spirit of resilience. These are the values of sport. These are the values of Brazil and its capital, where I hope, from the bottom of my heart, to see you in 2019. Now I invite you to hear our athletes: Barbara, goalkeeper of the Brazilian football team, Olympic medalist in London, and Universiade medalist in Kazan. Ronald, gold medal in discus throw in Kazan, and Rochelle, judo champion in Kazan.
Boa tarde, amigos.
Good afternoon, friends. I'm Barbara, goalkeeper of Brazilian team and medalist in Kazan. Whether in the classroom or on the athletic field, what drives us are our dreams, which does not always mean being the best of the world, but giving the best of oneself, challenge oneself. This is the spirit that university athlete takes to their whole life. The Universiade was an experience that I will never forget, a celebration to life and friendship. The celebration of doing your best after years of dedication and commitment. But we never stop being an athlete, and we never stop being a student. We want to continue to learn, and the Universiade is a window into the world, an opportunity of meeting people from other countries and other cultures. And the village is the perfect place for that. At the village, we will have privacy to focus and space to socialize. The standard of Brasilia facilities are exactly what we need to reach our best development, and that's what we'll see right now.
The city and sports. The Brasilia 2019 technical plan was developed through a consecutive process with all stakeholders, including the government, universities, sports clubs, the CBDU, and other parties. We have learned from other events we have hosted and will continue to learn from events we will host. As a result of this process, our technical plan is in complete alignment with the needs of FISU as well as our city and our country. Brasilia, as you may have heard, is held up as an example of excellent urban planning. We have applied these same principles to the creation of our technical plan, where we can refurbish existing facilities and continue their long-time usage. We are refurbishing them. Where we need new facilities for the long-term use of the city, we are building them. Where we only need temporary facilities, we have created innovative temporary solutions. It is a fundamentally sound and responsible plan that all of us can be proud of, and it represents a methodology and model that can be applied to any city in the world. Our bid proposes a total of 18 sports. We are ready with 62% of all venues are already constructed. 20% of all venues will be temporary. 18% of the venues will be newly built. Universiade 2019 Technical Plan. To host the 2019 Universiade, our venues will be divided into 4 clusters: Central, West, Lago Sul, South Lake, and Lago Norte, North Lake, each containing multiple venues. Within these clusters, there are 2 large multi-sport complexes, the Ayrton Senna and the Brasilia University Sports Center. Ayrton Senna Complex. The Ayrton Sports Complex is one of the most important facilities in Brasilia. It contains the National Stadium, the Nilson Nelson Gymnasium, and the Claudio Coutinho Gymnasium. Within the Ayrton Senna Complex, 14 tennis courts and an archery range will be built. This is in addition to the renovation of existing venues at the complex. University of Brasilia Sports Center. The University of Brasilia, with over 20,000 students, is another major sports facility in our technical plan. The site will host diving, athletics, fencing, artistic, and rhythmic gymnastics. In order to meet demand for sports infrastructure, a sports center will be built at the University of Brasilia. The badminton gym is part of an existing plan and construction is already underway. In addition, 2 other multi-use gymnasiums, as well as a table tennis gym, will also be built. These new and refurbished venues will provide a living legacy for university sport in Brasilia. Temporary venues. Where there is not a need for permanent facilities, temporary venues will be constructed. The Parque da Cidade, Pontão do Lago Sul, and the Brasilia Racetrack will serve in this capacity to host multiple sports, including triathlon, archery, fencing, table tennis, beach volleyball. For example, the Esplanada dos Ministérios, a hallmark of Brazilian democracy, provides an iconic city setting for beach volleyball and also will serve as a public gathering place for international friends and the citizens of Brasilia alike. CBDU Training Center. With focus on sustainability and athlete well-being, plans to construct a training center at the CBDU have been created. This area will also play host to the Universiade Organizing Committee during the 2019 Universiade. Completely innovative, the training center has been designed to contain accommodations, a multi-sports pavilion, 2 indoor football venues, a cafeteria, fitness and medical centers. Supporting sports facilities. Sports clubs such as the Yacht Clube de Brasilia, Marista and Mackenzie Schools, physical training center and additional stadiums across Brasilia will play an integral role in the Universiade through their provision of competition and training venues. Universiade Village. The Universiade Village will be a newly constructed community and is part of the overall City of Brasilia long-term urban development plan. In 2019, the village will be home to over 12,000 athletes and NUSF officials. The residential zone of the village is divided into 4 superblocks with 14 to 64 buildings apiece. There will be 2,496 apartments with a breakdown as follows: 1,152 2-bedroom apartments, 1,152 3-bedroom apartments, 192 4-bedroom apartments. Brasilia 2019 will ensure that all of the professional services, facilities, and social areas required for a successful and memorable village experience will be provided. Athletes will enjoy our compact technical plan, where 90% of the competition venues are within 20 minutes of the Universiade Village. Our bid has always been athlete-centric. A large contributing factor has been the planning of the Universiade Village. In legacy mode, the village will expand to include 12 superblocks and serve as a thriving new community with schools, a medical center, shops, and sports facilities that will help meet the growing demand for housing in the city.
Gostaria de convidar o
I
nosso
would
ministro
like
do
now
Esporte,
to invite
Aldo
our
Rebelo,
Minister of Sports,
que possa
Mr. Aldo Rebelo,
fazer uso da palavra.
to have the floor.
Boa tarde,
Good afternoon,
minhas amigas e meus amigos.
my dear friends,
Minhas senhoras
ladies
e meus
and
senhores.
gentlemen.
O Brasil é país jovem
Brazil is a young
que
country
está construindo uma
that is
nação
building
baseada
a
na
nation
democracia,
based on democracy,
na independência nacional
national
e na
independence,
justiça social.
and social justice.
Investimos em nossa
We invest
infraestrutura
in our
e
infrastructure,
comprometemos-nos com a
and
qualidade
we
de
have the
vida
commitment
da nossa
to improve the
população.
quality of life of our population.
Nos últimos 15 anos,
In the last
O Brasil
15
tem
years,
passado por
Brazil
mudanças
has gone through
significativas.
significant changes,
orçamento recorde para a
with a
educação
record
e
budget
esporte.
assigned for education and sports.
Há uma crescente
There is an
expansão do
increasing
ensino
expansion
universitário,
of higher education,
assim como
as well as an
para o
incentive
esporte
for
e
sports
programas de
and
ajuda para
programs
que
of
atletas
scholarships
possam se
so that
desenvolver
athletes
desde a
can
escola.
thrive from school.
Nossa expectativa
Our
é que essas
expectation
mudanças
is
continuem
that these
avançando e se
changes
tornem
continue to
políticas
progress
permanentes
and
e de
become
longo
permanent
prazo,
long-term
que a desigualdade
policies,
social
while
mostre
social inequity
tendências de
continues
retrocesso.
to fall back.
Nosso país responde
Our
bem
country
aos seus
responds well
desafios
to its
e se
challenges,
torna uma referência
becoming a reference
política e
for
econômica
economics and
entre
politics
os países
among emerging
emergentes.
countries.
Como anfitriões
As
da
hosts
Universidade
for the
dos 6
Universiad
anos que levarão ao
and
evento,
during the
o
6
Brasil e
years
Brasília
that will
estarão
lead to the event,
perfeitamente
Brazil and Brasilia
posicionados
will
para
be in
promover os
perfect
esportes
position to promote
universitários
university
com
sports
alto nível de
with a high
visibilidade.
level of visibility.
O intenso
The
trabalho
hard
da
work
CBDU
by CBDU
nos últimos
in the
anos
last few years
estabeleceu uma
set a
base
solid
sólida para o
foundation
crescimento do
to
diálogo
promote
entre
the
as autoridades
dialogue between
governamentais e
governmental
acadêmicas
authorities and
e
academics,
chamou a atenção para o alto
and
potencial
raised
do
the
esporte
awareness for the
universitário.
high potential of
A
university sports.
unidade e a
The
diversidade do
unity
Brasil,
and diversity in Brazil,
mestiço de
which is a
europeus,
melting pot of
africanos,
European, Asian,
indígenas e
African,
asiáticos,
indigenous
faz dele
peoples,
país disposto a receber
and
a
South Americans
Universidade de braços
make our
abertos.
country
Com valores
willing to
alinhados à
receive
visão da
Universiad
FISU,
with our arms
durante a
opened.
Universiade de
With
2019,
the values
nosso
aligned
país
with
elevará o
FISU's
diálogo
during
entre
the
as
2019
culturas e
Universiad,
nações,
our country will raise the
reforçando a
dialogue among
igualdade
cultures
e
and
a
nations,
diversidade.
empowering equity
A
and
Universiade foi
diversity.
realizada apenas
The
uma vez no hemisfério sul,
Universiad was
em
held in the Southern
1963,
Hemisphere
em Porto Alegre.
one only time, in
Após
1963 in
56
Porto
anos,
Alegre.
é tempo de voltar a esta parte
56
do
years
mundo.
later, it's time
Trazer
to
a
come back to
Universidade
this
a
part
Brasília
of
será
the world.
exemplo da expansão
Bringing the
continuada dos
Universiad to
horizontes do
Brasilia
movimento
will
do
broaden the
esporte
horizons
universitário
of the university
e chamará
sports
a
movement
responsabilidade
and
da América
call
do
the
Sul
responsibility
para
to
apoiá-lo.
South America to support
Somos
it.
país mais rico,
We are a
mais
wealthier
justo,
and fairer
pronto para
country
oferecer
now,
infraestrutura
ready
de
to
qualidade
offer
mundial e
world-class
condições
infrastructure and
incomparáveis.
unmatched conditions.
Aprendemos com os
We learned
mega-eventos esportivos
from the
como
mega
mostram
events
a preparação
we
para a Copa do
hosted
Mundo
and
na
are
FIFA em
hosting, as we can
2014
observe
e
from
dos
the
Jogos
preparations
Olímpicos
for
de
the
2016.
2014 FIFA World Cup
Nosso
and the
povo está
2016
pronto
Olympic
para
Games.
recebê-los
Our people is ready
temos
to
o
welcome
firme
you,
compromisso
and we have the firm
compartilhado com a
commitment
CBDU,
shared with
a cidade de
CBDU,
Brasília,
the city of
o nosso
Brasilia,
governador Agnello,
our governor
as
Agnello,
lideranças nacionais,
the national
da
leaderships
educação e
in
do
education
esporte.
and sports,
Estamos gratos
and
pela
we are
oportunidade de
grateful
trabalhar
for the
com
opportunity to
vocês
work with you,
para receber a Universidade
not
de
only to
2019
host
e também
2019
como
Universiad,
parceiros
but
nesta
also
grande
to be a partner
responsabilidade
in this great
de tornar
endeavor
perene
of
o
perpetuating
movimento do esporte
university sports
universitário.
movement.
Convido
I invite
as
you
senhoras e
now,
senhores, a
ladies and
assistir
gentlemen,
o vídeo
to watch
técnico
the
que
technical
mostra
video
Brasília
that shows that
pronta
Brasilia
para
is
receber.
ready to receive you.
Mobility. A strong transportation infrastructure is key to success of a large multi-sport international event. Brasilia has such infrastructure and continues to invest heavily in strengthening it. As a world capital, Brasilia is easily accessed from all corners of the globe. Dozens of international flights from all over the world arrive daily in Brasilia. Our airport is expanding, with a new terminal opening in 2014, which will raise our capacity to accommodate 21 million passengers a year. Presently, the airport receives 39 direct, non-stop weekly flights from North America, Europe, Central America and the Caribbean, and South America. Upon arrival to our city, the athletes and participants of the Universiade will easily get around. Brasilia is equipped with an extensive public transportation network that places emphasis on clean energy and efficient travel. Moreover, the network will be reinforced through investments in civil works. As part of our traffic management plan, we will provide dedicated road lanes for athletes and FISU family to ensure swift travel times. Accommodation. Brasilia offers a wide range of accommodation options across all price points. The FISU family will stay at the Royal Tulip Alvorada, which has 395 rooms. The FISU family members and guests will stay at the Golden Tulip, which has 448 rooms. These hotels will serve as official FIFA hotels during the 2014 World Cup. They have an experienced staff and all of the amenities to meet the needs of the FISU family. FISU technical delegates will be accommodated in a comfortable and convenient way within either the north or south sections of the city. This will support a compact and efficient transport plan. Brasilia 2019 visitors can enjoy a range of accommodation options with 8 5-star hotels, 13 4-star hotels, 16 3-star hotels. These hotels combine to offer 8,199 rooms for our guests. Main Press Center, International Broadcast Center. As media interest in the Universiade continues to grow, two of the most important non-competition venues are the Main Press Center and the International Broadcast Center. The Ulisses Guimarães Convention Center, constructed in 2005, will host domestic and international press and broadcasters. The Main Press Workroom, 4,300 square meters in size, will feature 1,150 workstations, along with 5 press conference rooms. The IBC will have 23,000 square meters for studios and technical space. It will also offer 5,500 square meters for office and administrative workspace. The Ayrton Senna Sports Complex, which will contain venues hosting 80% of the competition, is located less than 500 meters from the MPC and the IBC. A dedicated media transport system will operate on a hub-and-spoke system that will transport the media from their accommodation to the MPC, IBC, and then out to the competition venues. Universiade budget. The financial model and planning used to develop the 2019 Brasilia Universiade budget is based upon rational and austere investments, both public and private. The overall budget is 736 million euros, and it is broken down into 2 sections. The operational budget set at 357 million euros. The infrastructure budget, which includes venues, village, and security, is set at 379 million euros. The purpose of these investments is not just to host a successful Universiade, but to also leave a true legacy for university sports in Brazil. Truly, this is a bid that not only meets the needs of FISU and supports the global university sports movement, but also will meet the needs of the city of Brasilia and the people of Brazil. The legacy created will serve as a beacon in the university sport movement and assist in propelling Brasilia into the future.
Boa tarde, obrigado.
Thank you very much.
Gostaríamos de convidar
We
agora
would
o
like now
representante da
to
União
invite
Nacional de
the
Estudantes,
representative
Matheus
of the National Students Union, Mr. Mateus Fiorentini.
Boa tarde a todas.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
O esporte tem
Sport
apelo universal
has an
e
universal
capacidade
appeal
de conscientizar.
and the ability to raise
Nos faz
awareness.
lembrar que as pessoas
It reminds
têm
us that people
responsabilidade
have an
umas com as
ongoing
outras.
responsibility to each other.
O esporte nos dá voz
Sport gives us
e as
voice,
vozes do povo
and the
brasileiro
voices of
estão sendo
the
ouvidas.
people of Brazil are being
A
heard.
UNE, União Nacional dos
The UNI,
Estudantes,
National Students
ajudou a
Union
organizar
of
os
Brazil,
protestos
helped
no
to
Brasil,
organize the
porque as
demonstrations in
preocupações das
Brazil
ruas
because the
são
concerns
justas.
of people are
De um
fair
Brasil que avança
in
e quer mais.
response to a Brazil that has
Para
advanced
nós,
but wants
não há
more.
contradição
There is no
Queremos a
contradiction
Copa do
in that
Mundo,
for us.
saúde
We
e
want a World
educação.
Cup, but we want health and education
Respondemos a
as
essas
well.
reivindicações
We
de forma
responded to these
construtiva e
claims
respeitosa,
in a constructively
apoiando
and
e
respectful
promovendo o
way
movimento
by supporting and
do esporte
promoting
universitário.
the university sports
Por isso,
movement.
queremos que Brasília
And that's
seja
why we
escolhida
want
para
Brasilia
sediar a
to be chosen
Universiade
to
de
host
2019.
the 2019
A
Universiad.
Universiade é única,
The
porque
Universiad
dá
is
igual
unique
importância ao esporte
because
e à
it gives
educação.
equal standing to
O
both
importante
sports and
legado da
education.
Universiade
The
é o
major
compromisso do
legacy of the
Ministério da
Universiad
Educação
is the commitment of the
restaurar as
Ministry of
instalações
Education to
esportivas
restoring
das nossas
sports
mais de
facilities
60
of our
universidades
more than
federais,
60 federal
oferecendo
universities,
benefício
delivering
direto
a direct
para
benefit
milhões de
to
estudantes,
millions of
além de
students,
incentivar a
in
prática
addition to
esportiva
the
em
incentive to
todas as nossas
sports in
universidades.
more than in
Por
all
isso,
of our
a
universities.
Universiade é muito mais do que
Therefore,
grande
the
evento
Universiad is much more
É
than
parte
a
da
major
resposta
sports
que o povo
event.
brasileiro
It is
precisa.
part of the
É
response
uma
that the
forma
Brazilian
de
people
apoiar o
expect.
movimento esportivo
It is a way
universitário
of supporting
e de
the
fortalecer o
university
nosso
sports
sistema
movement
universitário,
and
para que
strengthening
todas as
our
pessoas
university system
possam ter seu
so
caminho
all
para o
people
sucesso.
can build their
Muito
path
obrigado.
to success. Thank you very much.
Gostaria de convidar agora
Now, I would like to invite Minister Vera Cíntia Álvares.
Senhor Presidente,
Dear
Senhoras
Mr.
e
President, ladies and
com
gentlemen,
imensa alegria que eu retorno
I'm
a
really
Bruxelas
glad
para
to be
defender
back in
a
Brussels
Universidade de
to promote and
2019
advocate the
no Brasil.
bidding of Brasilia to the
O esporte é
2019
importante
Universiad.
instrumento de política
Sport is an
externa,
important
não tanto
tool for
para
foreign policy,
projetar o país, mas muito mais para criar
not
laços
only
com outros
to
povos e
project
outras
the
nações.
country, but also to create bonds with other peoples and nations. In the vision of our President Lula da Silva, sport is a key factor for development.
Ele foi o grande
He was
incentivador
the
no início
major
da década
promoter in the beginning of the last decade for Brazil to host mega sport
Na
events.
atual campanha,
In this campaign, in addition to the support of President Lula da Silva, Brasilia bid has the decisive support of President Dilma Rousseff, the Minister of Sports, Mr. Aldo Rebelo, and the Governor of Federal District, Mr. Agnello Queiroz. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is also engaged in Brasilia bidding,
candidatura de 2011.
as it was in 2011.
As únicas chancelarias
This is one of the only departments one of the only ministries that have a department dedicated to the promotion of mega sports events like the Olympic Games, the Paralympic Games, and the FIFA World Cup. To the 2019 Universiad, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will establish a visa system similar to what we are applying to FIFA World Cup and Olympic Games, with complimentary visas free of charge, with multiple visits, valid from 1 month before and up to 1 month after the Games. The whole FISU family and athletes will have priority treatment in our embassies and consulates. After winning the right to host the 2014 FIFA World Cup and the 2016 Olympic and Paralympic Games, Brazil wants to be honored to host the Universiad, as in 1963 in Porto Alegre, my hometown, 50 years ago. Throughout these 50 years, Brazil, that was already the country of soccer, became also the country of athletics, volleyball, judo, swimming, beach volley, beach soccer.
E em nome do ministro
And on behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Brazil, Ambassador Luiz Alberto Figueiredo, who shares my conviction that I assert Brasilia is the best option and the best candidate for 2019 Universiad, and you will have an unforgettable experience in Brazil by the end of this decade. Thank you very much.
I trained a great deal to get here. Mind and body work tirelessly together to build the future I want for myself. In my veins flows the blood of a people who never give up, and the courage of youth that believes and fights for their dreams, no matter how impossible they may seem. I know that in order to transform the world, one must change himself. The path I follow for this change is the one that carries the flags of education and sport as the basis of all great achievements. These are my greatest treasures. They power my growth and give me strength to go even farther. Body and mind. This is my axis, my North Star, my anchor. This is why my arms are always open, and I am never alone. My voice crosses the continents. It echoes with the power of millions of people, of all races, all colors, all beliefs. Success depends on our choices. I choose to be here. My name is Brazil. Brasilia is my heart and my nerve center. In this race, this is my finish line. Universiade 2019.
Obrigado. Begin with, it's a good signal for what will happen. It's already